When you study overseas, you never include the tuition, lodging, and food cost because you should have the funds for those things, and any income earned during a part-time jobs is for leisure. I'm pretty sure maybe it was posted by somebody from here. Like, they do not understand you. The inflation here is so crazy that instead of paying $40 every 2 weeks, I figured I should be cutting my own hair. So I hope it's okay. Just let me know. If not, I guess I'll get a barber. But namaste and welcome everybody. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves and staying hydrated. I'm pretty good too. We're done with exams and now I'm waiting for the new semester. RCC recently announced that students can work more than 20 hours until April, and I think starting April they're gonna change the 20-hour rule to 30 hours or something. I'm here to put up arguments why working more than 20 hours is a bad thing for international students, or why you should not work more than 20 hours. I know a lot of international students are really happy about it, that they can earn more money, but I think overall it's not good for us. A lot of us want to do a lot of hours because it directly correlates to money, right? So you work this many hours and you can precisely calculate how much money you can make. So it's a never-ending cycle. You want to work more, and the worst part is, why would I want to do something that has results in 2-3 years instead of just doing something that gives me results in just 1-2 weeks? So you are more motivated to do that instead of things that are much more important, like building a skill, your hobbies, your interest, which might not have immediate results but have compounding results. And we all know I know you've done maths in your high school. We know compounding interest is better than simple interest. A lot of you guys might have a lot of expectations about university. I had to going out with friends, studying in the library, even though you're not studying, you're just talking with your professors. All these things require time. That if you're working more than 20 hours, you cannot expect to hang around with your friends, talk with your professors, especially if you're in science field. You cannot just study like 2-3 weeks and expect to pass all your courses. You will fail. Trust me, I have nearly failed. You have to make sure that you go out, talk with a lot of friends, not just people from your own community, but friends from other cultures too. You can learn a lot. You can learn so many stuff from different people. Like, you're in a place where there is people from all over the world, and the amount of information that is exchanged, the cultures that is exchanged, the friendship, it's like amazing when you go through all these processes. In order to do that, you have to actively initiate stuff. You have to make sure that you're talking. I know all of you introverts out there, you might be thinking, I don't want to talk. People think I'm an extrovert, but I would like to call myself an introvert too. It's really difficult for me to initiate conversations, but I think I've become better. Especially in the second and third year, I started actively talking with people, and that's how I think I made a lot of friends. Yeah, make sure to do that as well. And most importantly, connecting with professors. This year in the summer, I went to Vision Schools camp in Toronto, which was fully funded, and it was thanks to my professor who wrote me a recommendation later. There are like scholarship opportunities, internship opportunities, like out of school opportunities that you will not be able to grasp if you're just working. How do you have a good relationship with your professor? You ask, you talk with them. If you have any questions in the class or you're interested in some things that your professors say, talk to them. All of the professors say the same thing, that they're usually really free because no students approach them. So it's, I think, a really good opportunity for you to engage with the professors, especially if you're looking for higher education after your undergrad. I think you need at least 2 recommendation letters. So it's really important in that sense too. I know it makes a little sense, but when you're working a lot, you don't have that mental space for all the schoolwork. Like, you will be more busy in your work, and all these hidden opportunities, either you won't care or you won't realize its value. I had a comment who said, brother, is climate near UPI suitable for us Nepalese? So climate, no, obviously not. I think most of us, we come from really mild climate. It's really nice weather over there. Even the winter, it doesn't go that cold. But here, most of the time it's cold. You have, the moment you walk outside, it's windy, it's cold. It's not that nice during the winter and the fall. I've been here for 3 years now, and winter is still shitty for me. And I think this is a place where, for the first time in your life, you'll feel like an outsider, which is normal, yes, but at the same time, you start seeing stuff from a different perspective. You start feeling like other people view you differently. Even if you do not think that, they'll make sure to let you know by asking you where you're from and stuff like that. And you always have this in the back of your mind. You always are thinking, I do not belong here. It takes a little bit of time to get used to. There was this comment posted by somebody which said, when you study overseas, you never include the tuition, lodging and food cost because you should have the funds for those things, and any income earned during a part-time jobs is for leisure. I'm pretty sure maybe it was posted by somebody from here. Like, they do not understand you. So one culture shock you'll find over here is most of the people here, they're super nice. I think the person who commented this said it in good faith. I think only once or twice I had not so good encounters, but apart from that, almost all the people here are super nice. More nicer than people back home. They're friendly, they're welcoming, they're helpful, but still you have to understand that they come from a different culture than you. And I think some of the stuff that are common knowledge or common sense doesn't apply to us. For example, yes, we are supposed to tell IRCC that we have enough funds to sustain ourselves over here, but we want to work ourselves and we don't want to be a burden to our parents. I think that's the part people from here do not understand. Like, they ask, why are you working so much? Because we come from a country where we didn't have enough opportunities, so we have to work extra hard. We have dreams, and we have a lot of things and that's going on to our life, which makes us really hard workers. Yes, that is true. The part-time job is just for leisure expenses and stuff, but I think a lot of us international students, if we have the opportunity, we don't want to lose it. And that's how this cycle keeps on repeating. So what I wanted to say was, people here see the life differently than how we see it. And since we're here, we have to get acclimated to not just the environment, but acclimated to how people think around here, if that makes sense. If you want to work in this environment, if you want to sustain, and if you want to grow beyond what you thought, then you should be able to acclimate in the culture from here. You have to make sure to understand people around here, the cultures around here, how they walk, how they talk, what they eat. Like, it's really important because during a conversation, it's usually, you talk about commonalities, right? What things you have in common, that's what drives the conversation. Looking from their perspective and knowing their cultures and life is really important. And yeah, you have the option of not doing it, but as I said before, you're here, not back home. We are not obligated to know all the stuff, but you are kind of expected to. First time I went to Subways, it was a really embarrassing moment for me because I went into the Subway, I was hungry, right? I wanted to try some Subway. So I go into this Subway and I see the menu is like, fuck, there's like hundreds of different options, right? Back home, it's really easy because even though there is like a long list of menus, we know what we're getting. As an Nepalese, we're getting momos, right? But here it's like a lot of stuff, and I was looking at other people, what they're ordering, how are they going about ordering it, and like I had a line behind me and I was getting a little bit embarrassed now. I was getting a little bit anxious. I don't know what to say, so I just pointed hands, but it worked. And at that moment of time, I was really embarrassed, but later on I started doing it again and again, and I knew, oh, that's better, so I'll get that, please. Lettuce, yeah, tomato, yeah, mayonnaise, yes, please, toasted, untoasted, like stuff like these. You learn with experience, and I do not think you should be embarrassed about it. You can be embarrassed at the moment, but you don't have to be so embarrassed that you don't go again. Going to the restaurants, knowing how to, go about ordering stuff, like going to different places, knowing how they work. Like a lot of these things you should be learning actively. When you have no experience of going anywhere, it can be awkward, especially if you're on dates and something. I definitely recommend all the people explore the town or city you're living in. I think most of the people who are doing more than 20 hours job are doing labor jobs, and usually labor jobs, they only pay you minimum wage. And to get the higher level jobs, you gotta have experiences in related fields. So the trap of this labor market is, now what happens is when you graduate, all you have is labor job experience. And there are other people who went through internship and built some skills, and obviously it's a common sense that they would hire people who have similar related experience. So I would highly recommend people finding a job that is related to your career. And I know it's difficult at first, but at least try finding jobs that are similar. It doesn't have to be same, but at least you have some experience to write in your resume. I think it's good to start from there, but you gotta be going up. If you, like, for example, even if you're working a lower level, probably go to a manager level job. Like, aim higher so you can do better every single time. If you're just on the lower level job after you graduated, you're gonna have some issue over there. I've done lab works, I've done internship, and I've also done a lot of field works. So how do I do that? How do I get jobs related? How did I do that? Talking to the professors, talking to a lot of people. My first job I ever got was by talking to the university department. Second job how I got it was talking with the professors. Like, there are a lot of stuff going on in the university. You have to be exploring yourself. Nobody's gonna come to you and give a job to you. You should be going to them because it's you who need help, right? So you should be going to them. So you have to understand that. For that, you need to be actively doing it. What I'm saying is, during this university life, you should have experiences in your related field, or at least trying, even if you try, even if you don't get in, you're still building yourself. You're still building experiences from those rejections. But let's say you're just working, you'll never know. And back of your mind, you're always thinking about, maybe I might like that job, but you could have done that before, And a lot of us don't want to do that because it takes a little bit of time, patience, and a lot of work in your resume building. How do I make a good resume? You talk to your school department. There is actually a whole department that helps you build your resume, build your CV. They have workshops going on all the time. They help you curate your courses. Like, all these helps are provided by the university, but we don't know that because we've never explored. So I want you to explore all of these stuff. I want you to explore the labor market. I want you to evolve. I want you to do stuff that is not just making you mundane. I know this topic is a little bit cliche, but still I want to talk about it because no matter what you work, study, whatever you want to do, you have 24 hours time. It cannot be 48 hours a day. It's 24 hours for everybody. So how you invest those 24 hours of your time is a direct predictor of your future. And you know that. It's common sense. Please don't get sick here. I think getting sick here is the worst thing that can happen to you, especially in a different land. I always took pride that I never missed home, but when I got sick, first thing I remember was my home. Please make sure to take care of your health. Boys and girls, go to that gym, make that body, make that booty, okay? You gotta need all those stuff. Even if you don't want a bigger booty or bigger biceps, just do cardio. It's really important that you take care of your health. And I've found myself that when I'm working a lot, I cannot go to the gym because I'm really exhausted. Gym is really important. That's the very first thing I say to everybody I meet. Forget all of these advices. If I have one advice, I would say go to the gym. You have a lot of stuff going on in your life right now. You have a lot of dreams, you have a lot of interests, you need a lot of things to learn, you gotta acclimate. A lot of shit is going on. So just relax for a second, take your time, think about what you want to do, think about your job, think about your future, invest in your health, go to the gym, have friends, socialize. We are social animals. Make sure to invest some of your time of your week to your friends. Invest time in your studies. Studies is really important. You don't want to fail. And most importantly, have some time for yourself. I know it's really difficult for you to have your time for yourself in this land when you're thinking 10,000 different things at a time. Please make sure to think about yourself. I'm not saying like think and not do anything. All I'm saying is figure out your life a lot, like map it. But when you have a lot of stuff going on in your head, but you have this on the side job that just gives you money, we are more compelled to choose that option and sabotage everything else, and which is, I think, the biggest trap. Overall, all I want to say is make sure that the more than 20-hour job is something that you want and not something that you're compelled to do. I can understand that a lot of students might have some financial complications. I am totally aware of that. But you have to make sure that in this university or wherever you are, your goal should be elevating yourself, because that's why we're here, right? Your goal should be, how can I be better? And if you're working more than 20 hours, I can guarantee it's really difficult. It does come from my personal experience, and I'm not here to say don't work at all, don't start at all. What I'll say is start. Do like more than 20 hours a week. Do like full-time hours. Do you, and see where it takes you. And I want you to experience all those stuff and come to a conclusion yourself. I want you to go work as many hours as you want and see where it takes you. See your mental health, see your growth, see your studies, and see how it fits into your life. Maybe you're one of those rare people who can work more than 20 hours and still maintain a fantastic life. Good for you. But I think most of us will face a really hard time doing it. So I want you to experience it yourself. If you have all those thoughts that I had, come back to this video and I'll probably have some other videos that will help you again. And that's pretty much it for today. I'll try to make different videos again in the future. Also, you'll die sooner if you're working too much. I'll make a video on that one in the future. I've had a lot of messages telling me to make a lot of videos. I'll be trying my best. Hopefully this video was an informative one. If you have any queries, just comment down below, and take care. I'll see you soon.